Hi, this is Robert from Retro Car Guy 530 LLC. Today I'm going to be installing the SSR 4-bolt crossmember from Simple Engineering LLC. And we have an example of the original one that came on the vehicle, this tubular one that's a single brace that goes across from side to side just behind the cab on the bottom side of the frame. And here's the replacement from Simple Engineering, a nice beefy replacement for it. And there's 4 bolts that bolt us to the bottom side of the frame. The bottom side of the frame already has the 4 nuts welded into the frame. The Trailblazer EXT that this vehicle is based upon normally comes with that style crossmember. So we're simply replacing the tube one that they supplied on the SSR with a style similar to that they supplied on the Trailblazer. So after the information disclaimer, we'll go through the supplies that I have here, and it's a fairly quick install, but let's talk that over after the information disclaimer. So thanks for coming to the Retro Car Guy 530 YouTube channel, and we'll get going on this installation right now.
Please review the automotive information, repair, and modification guidelines on this screen. Seek the advice of a repair professional if you're unsure how to perform any repair or modification safely and correctly. All repairs and modifications are performed at your own risk.
Now we're going to perform the installation of this on a SSR. It's actually a 2004. It doesn't matter which model year it is. They all came with the same tube crossmember that's bolted to the bottom of the frame, runs across the full width of the vehicle behind the cab. And the SSR only came with a single tube. There are actually 4 nuts that are welded into the frame at that location, 2 of which are used for the tube version of this crossmember. The Trailblazer EXT actually came with a 4-bolt crossmember. It looks very similar to the Simple Engineering one, but the Simple Engineering one is powder coated, and it's much beefier than in my opinion, compared to the original GM supplied one for the Trailblazer. If you can find a Trailblazer one, that's usable as well, but I would suggest that you get the one from Simple Engineering. So the 2 bolts that are used to mount the existing tube one, the threads in that should be fairly clear and good to use, because the kit comes with 4 replacement bolts and washers. So 2 of those will be used for the existing location where the tube crossmember came off. But there's 2 nuts that have basically been sitting there unused for the life of the vehicle. So you want to make sure that you clear out the threads on that. So you can do that in a couple of different ways. The size of a tap you would want to use is an M10 by 1.5. So you could use this to chase the threads to make sure they're clear. And it's recommended you do something like that. Or, if you don't have that tap, if you have a bolt similar to the M10 1.5, you could, use a hacksaw or some sort of saw to cut a crosshatch in here to act as a clearing agent to run the bolt up through those threads. Just make sure that you clear them out and they're in good shape before you get the crossmember underneath there, because you have to lift it up and get the bolts in there and then torque the bolts correctly, which is to 37 foot-pounds according to the service manual. That's what the bolts were for the original crossmember, and that's what we'll use for the replacement as well. So with that, this is what came in the kit. You have the crossmember itself. It's 2 tubes welded together and then tapered at the end where the bolt holes are located at each end. And then you get the 4 bolts that come with the kit with the washers. The tap is a tool that I'm supplying myself. The torque wrench that I'll be using, I'll be setting out to 37 foot-pounds to torque those bolts into the proper torque value. And anytime you're under a vehicle, I would suggest using safety glasses. And I just use gloves all the time when I'm working on a vehicle. You never know what you might find underneath these vehicles. I always use gloves for that. So with that, let's get underneath the vehicle and remove the one that's on this vehicle. This is actually not the one from the vehicle we're working on today, but let's get underneath there and show you where it's located, remove that from the vehicle and get this installed so you can enjoy some better driving behavior out of your SSR. What you see before you right now is the OEM tube style crossmember. It is mounted to the rear 2 bolt holes, the nuts that are already in the frame. Here are the 2 pre-existing ones that are going to be used by the 4-bolt crossmember as well. So we'll be using a tap, or like I said, the bolt with a crosshatch put into it to chase out those threads. Whatever you have, make sure you clean those out so it's a smooth installation. But let's go ahead and remove the tubular brace. let's go over to the other side. Here we are on the driver's side of the vehicle, and the same thing. We have the pre-existing bolt for the the tube version of the crossmember, and we have the additional nut welded into the frame there. So let's go ahead and remove this one as well. This will allow the tube version of the crossmember to lean down towards the ground, so we make sure you're aware that's going to drop on the other side. Okay, and with that, we have the 15mm headed bolts that were on the tube version of the crossmember. We're going to next do the tap chase through on the threads, and then put the 4-bolt crossmember underneath here, and use the bolts that came with the kit to install it, which have 17mm heads. So let's get the tap and clean up the threads. All right, we're now at the point where we need to chase the threads, especially for the ones that weren't used by the original tube crossmember. And I'm just going to run that through now. You may want to also consider using some lubricant here if you find that they're binding at all. Your main purpose here is to chase through the threads to get them clear of any dirt or debris that may have accumulated over the years. I have my safety goggles and gloves on now because there might be some metal shavings coming out at this point. We're now ready that we've run the tap through both bolt holes, the nuts bolted into the frame on both sides of the vehicle. Now we're ready to lift it up and start the bolts on each side. It's a little bit heavy, so we're going to do one side at a time here. So I'm going to lift it up, and using the 17mm socket, I'm going to put the bolt and the washer through one of the holes here. And start it. We're not trying to tighten it up yet, we're just trying to get the crossmember elevated close to the frame. And we'll do the same step on the other side, so it will be suspended by the 4 bolts. And then we'll do any minor adjustments and then tighten them up. All right, let's elevate the bracket crossmember up and get the bolts started on this side as well. Threads are good since we used the tap on them, nice and smooth. All right, now we're going to lightly tighten them up here. After examining the other side, it seemed like it was favoring the driver's side just a little bit, so I loosened the side up. So now let's go ahead and bring these up to this lightly snug. Right about there, just so it's even in the holes on the crossmember. Okay, now let's lightly tighten up the other side, and then use the torque wrench to put them to 37 foot-pounds. We have pretty even distribution from side to side as far as within the bolt holes. So now let's get the torque wrench and torque them to 37 foot-pounds. All right, I now have the torque wrench set to 37 foot-pounds. Let's do the driver's side. So with that, we have the 4-bolt crossmember installed. We have the 4 bolts torqued to 37 foot-pounds. And using the tap beforehand, clearing out the threads certainly made that an easy task to get them threaded and going and then torqued to proper torque. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the information in this video, please come back to the Retro Car Guy 530 LLC YouTube channel and check out your simple engineering product installation steps there. And thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day. Thanks.
If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time and you want to, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. Please follow Retro Car Guy 530 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks for taking the time to visit the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.